Yo everyone, welcome back to a brand new video, and this is episode 28 of my Minecraft Forever world. And in today's video, I'm going to be starting off building the church here. I might extend it a little bit because I realize it's a little too short. But before we do that, and before I start gathering the materials for it, I just want to show off the port that I finished offline here. I said I was going to do that, and here I am delivering. So we start here with customs, so you enter here. This isn't where you enter if you're a boat with merchandise. I decided to scrap the whole idea of a giant crane. It just figured it'd be cheaper to just, have the merchandise roll off and then settle there. And if you're a smaller boat, then you can go right here. That's where some of the merchandise came off that hasn't been quite taxed yet. So there's pots. This is supposed to represent like baskets full of tea, or like just bins full of tea. I didn't want to fill up all the way because with compost you get little white specks that represent the bone meal. So and I can't really claim it on accident, so that's why it's kind of almost full. Quartz ore, it's just, I don't know, meant to just represent foreign items such as melons, dried kelp, cherry wood. It took a while for me to find a cherry blossom biome jungle. The logs are meant to be long because palm trees are notoriously tall. Barrels, there's not anything in it. I didn't really care to put anything in it. Pumpkins, copper ore, again just more ore, chests, and more types of wood. I like the design of this building. I used some inspiration from ChatGPT, ironically, to kind of help me out with the roof. I was interested in doing banner tech, but that's just not my style right now. I know that I'm going to come back on this build in like 2 years maybe and think, wow, this is kind of garbage, and then redesign it. But for now, this will hold up. These are my standards. I like the calcite walls. I like the mud. I like the partial pinwheel of a certain Austrian painter. I put some diamonds here because these are untaxed goods. Everything has to be taxed before leaving the port, and then you come down here and this is where you have to pay your taxes. Used some invisible item frames. I'm being upfront about it. I used invisible item frames to kind of give this some texture to make it look like the torch is being held. As well as candles here. I'm using candles to kind of represent, like, oh shit, what the hell? Oh, whoa, I'm using my... Here, the pricing is pretty basic. I didn't put too much thought into it. 3 shulker boxes worth of goods, you have to pay 1 gold. 9 is 2, 12 is 3 and a diamond, and then 20 is 5 and 2 diamonds. This is to incentivize more if you import more. So just give a deal on bigger cargo from like bigger companies, or if you export as well, you don't get taxed if you export. And back here, nothing too fancy. As you can see, the customs person, I guess, the tax man, he'll just stand here and he'll just he'll take your goods. I plan on putting a villager here and putting some honey blocks here, just so he can't like necessarily jump. He can't really jump anyways, but just so he kind of walks around, stuff like that. And a lectern so that he's a librarian, because you want a guy that's smart to kind of do it. Here is just chests. I put just in case I want to store anything here. So far nothing. There's some gold here, some diamonds, some more diamonds right here, some more right here, some barrels that might contain like, I don't know, some untaxed goods or confiscated goods, contraband, or even just money, currency. And this, I don't know what it's supposed to represent. I'm gonna say, I just wanted to add color. This was kind of expensive to find, but it's just meant like to represent like expensive cloth and stuff like that, like carpets, from the Indians. Because if you didn't know, Indians, they often like to trade and barter and sell carpets and spices, way back when. Now I don't know if they still do. I could be wrong, but I know that historically speaking, they did like to trade and sell and purchase carpets and spices and tea I'm happy with it for now. It looks kind of scattered. I will come back to this in a few years with a more critical eye, but for now, this is good enough for me. This is good for me. This looks basic, I understand, but this looks great to me. I like the way the house turned out with the mud bricks and the bricks, um, and with the deep slate. I could push the top part out. I could like pull it out a little to make it a bit more like have some depth to it, but I don't know. I like it, and I like it especially with the cobblestone too, the old worn down cobblestone walls. Yep. So that's the first part of this video where I show you guys off the port. For the next part of this build, I have to gather materials. So this will be sort of a time lapse, and the primary materials I'll need is dark oak and andesite. I also need stone brick, but not a lot of it. I also need stained glass, but that can come later. Cobblestone I'll definitely need, and yeah, just mostly andesite. So thankfully for the build, this build right here, that build right there, I already found a great spot to farm andesite, and I'm just gonna continue there, continue in that cave, and just farm some andesite. And this is where it is. I have been ignoring all the ores. Just been focusing on just the andesite. I didn't really care for the rest of it. I guess let's start digging. This whole project is coming along very well. Now I just have to compact this entire, all of this into, I have to compact all of this into polished. So let me just do that. So the next material is going to be dark wood. So I'm gonna have to go flying and sailing the 7 seas. Okay, well, let's put our toolbox here and our rockets there, and let's start flying. It's been, I don't know, a little bit, I guess, and I found a wooded or roofed forest. Wow, look at these beautiful waters. Oh, never mind, that's not that beautiful. So I'm just gonna chop down trees, wait for my computer to lag, and then just collect some saplings and whatnot. While I'm chopping down trees, I'm gonna keep this interesting. I'm also working on a whole mini series, not mini series, but I'm working. I have projects in the pipeline. I hope they show off how low-key, probably autistic I am, and my skills as a content creator, which I lack, but I am learning every single day that I do this. I'm not gonna talk much about it. I don't want to spoil anything. I am working on I've said this before. I'm working on a beta Minecraft mini-series where it'll be movie-style videos. Unfortunately, there's no replay mod in beta Minecraft, not to my knowledge at least. So I can't really make cinematics and everything like that. And just shaders as well don't really necessarily work in that version like you would expect and like they do in modern versions. I think I'm gonna head back home and then... Okay, so I'm back and adding more shulker boxes to all of this wood. I mostly need stairs and slabs, so I'm just gonna put that there. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm just gonna leave it there. And for saplings, I think I'll leave it. I did place a chest full of just like saplings right here. Yeah, there you go. So if I'll put a full stack of saplings right here, and then the rest can be literally discarded as compost. So I'll just put that there, and as you can see, if I come up here, as you can see, it'll become compost, and then it'll filter down right here into that hopper down here. Yeah, as you can see, it'll come down here, and then once I start farming, it'll all dispense right here for me to use. Now that I have the andesite and I have the dark oak, before we actually build this, is to get cobblestone and passive stone, not passive stone, but smooth stone. And I do have to repair this pickaxe, so we might eventually have to make a trip to the Enderman farm. I do have enough cobblestone here. That should be enough for the whole project. If not, I live in a hut, so I can just go get some. For the smooth stone, I'm thinking of just grabbing one of these shulker boxes and then emptying them, putting some junk in here. One of these is going to be dedicated to just smooth stone, and the other one is going to be dedicated to stone bricks. So yeah, let's get to more mining. Okay, so I just finished mining and listening to Skrillex. If you know, you know. If you know ball, you know ball. 4 stacks of stone bricks, that should be enough. Most of these will stay as stone because I already have enough stone bricks right here. And yeah, so that's the... So these are the materials that I will need, the frame of it. Anyways, let's get to work. The church is sort of done. I am satisfied with how it looks. I think it looks great. I dislike how it kind of impedes on to the port, but you know what? That'll be a problem for another day. When you walk into the church, you walk in right here, and it looks absolutely beautiful by my terrible standards. And you could walk up here and preach the Lord and His word and His love to the masses, and you can preach the power of Jesus Christ, and then you can all pray and say amen. And if you would like, there's a pressure plate to hide the fact that there's a glowstone there, but if you like, you can come up. It's a nice view. There's not much going on, but you can see on the port, you can see, oh, there's boats coming, oh, there's so yeah, so that's the church for now. These are like the bigger buildings, so I'm glad I'm getting them out of the way. I might still put off the giant clock tower, but we will see. And yeah, I'm liking how this village is coming along very nicely. See this? Wow, look at all this work that I've been doing. This is gonna be beautiful, I promise you. But anyways, that was the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I would like to ask you guys to please subscribe if you want to see where this goes in the future, and please leave a like if you enjoyed this specific video, and let me know in the comments what you had for lunch today, and I'll see you guys next time. I love you guys. Peace. Mwah.